And welcome back to the Texas only challenge here on Madden 23, where we are starting our second season. Year one, not great. I want to say it was 4 wins, so a lot to improve on. We had a pretty good draft class, and most of those guys are favored to, if they're not starting, to at least be next up. So before we jump into the game, a couple of housekeeping things. First, let's run through the starting roster. So our offense staying basically the same overall. We really didn't get any upgrades that are going to make immediate impacts. We did upgrade the backups. So Aaron Jones, still our running back, starting running back. That's up for a possible trade this year. And we'll talk about it in a little bit when we talk about the draft class, because it's looking really good. Jeff Wilson proved he could be a good running back for us. We also picked up Isaiah Spiller, and we drafted Ali. I would really like to get some of these other running backs out there. So again, Jones we may end up trading. Cortland Sutton we traded for last year, and he made an immediate impact. Duvernay has played very well for us. And we're going to give Erik Ezukanma a chance to be our third receiver. Basically, if we ever go out in 3, Duvernay will drop to the nick or the slot, and Erik will go into the outside. We also picked up Gray, who I'm interested in seeing how he could do out there. Gray will also be our backup slot receiver. Reynolds, who was our number 3 receiver last year, just didn't impress me a whole lot. He's on the older side, I want to say 28. So if Erik can do better, or at least even the same, then we're going to go with the younger guy. Reynolds, we'll see. He might end up taking that spot. Guyton also in that. We have basically a 4-way tie, really, for our number 3 receiver. Jeff Swaim staying with the team. We ended up cutting Ricky Seals-Jones, and Cousins will be the number 2 tight end, with Blackwell being the 3rd tight end. And if you take a look at the offensive line, Ellison is a backup across the board. We're going to try to get him developing as best as we can, because he's very much a pass blocker, not so much a run blocker. So any development will be good for him. Over on defense, we will be starting both of the rookie corners. Just is going to depend kind of when they get out there. So Drummond will be starting out at the outside receiver in the 2 cornerback formation. So any of the base packages. Lennon will come in when we go to nickel, and he'll go to the outside. Drummond will move into the slot as he has much better tackling ratings. Kohu, who was a starter for us last year and played fairly well for being a rookie as well. He's now a 4th string for us, and will kind of just be a rotational guy. And then Johnson is strictly a backup. We have a really good looking young cornerback group. As for the defensive line, Omenahu's sticking in his starting spot. Hall will be his backup, and then he really is just depth. Puna Ford and Billings will kind of get a rotation of the DT spots. Ford and Billings will probably actually be out there more often than not, with us running more of like a 3-3-5 kind of look. So Billings and Ford will stick in the middle. Omenahu and Oliver will be on the edges. We did draft Belfort, who has actually some pretty decent finesse ratings. Everything else is kind of poor, so he'll be a backup guy at left end. We'll try to get him out there when we can. Safeties are going to stay the same. Wilson and Diggs. Saunders, who we drafted, will be the backup for both of those spots. Again, I'm trying to get these guys to develop as best as we can. The drafted middle linebacker will be getting the start. We don't run an actual 3-4, but that's basically what this is showing. Lynch will be our backup in terms of sub linebackers. Bernard and Mathis will get the start, but those 3 are the best cover guys. Adams is the next best guy up. As for special teams, not much changing, but we are giving Jalen Darden the start as the returner this year. But now for the draft class. And as I was talking about, Jones we might trade. We already have 2 first-round picks. So we could potentially get another one with Aaron Jones, and that's because there is a lot of first-round talent. Go ahead and just looking at the quarterbacks off the get-go. 3 first-round quarterbacks, which is good because Tannehill getting older and is regressing. So we have out of UTSA and 2 quarterbacks out of SMU, 2 top 5s, 1 round 1. Obviously, these guys could drop off a little bit. They might also be really good. Who knows? We did draft a quarterback, but we expected he would just be a solid career backup. We might need a new QB1 next season if we don't win the Super Bowl this year, which, since I really like this draft class, it's very well likely that we will. At running back, nothing special, some potential undrafteds, same with fullback. At receiver, we do have a round 1 to 2 projection who looks like more of a slot guy, being 5'9", 195. And then in the rounds 3 to 4, we have some bigger size guys. They could still be burners, downfield threats, or after the catch kind of guys. Not too sure, but I like that we have a variety. We have another projected draftable tight end, so if Marquise Sampson ends up looking really good, we could still upgrade at tight end even though we just drafted 2. They look like they would be more backups. Offensive line has 2 round 1 projections, one being AJ Boss out of TCU at left tackle, and then the other at right guard, Kelvin McKee out of Texas A&M. Or wait, are they both from Texas A&M? No. So hopefully we have some potential to upgrade at offensive line, or at least try to get younger. The defense, nothing as good as the offense. Is very much an offensive draft class. Have some projected undrafteds on the defensive line, with the best being Barry Carr out of TCU at DT, who's a day 3. We could try to get better there as well. Billings, he's okay. Now at linebacker, we have some more round 1 projections in both Howie Stein and Taylor Ridley. I'm going to assume that they are both edge rushers. And I'm basically basing this off of their size. Howie Stein may be a run stopper at 6'4", 255. It's pretty similar to the linebacker we drafted in the last draft class. But Taylor Ridley, I know, is going to be an edge rusher at 6'6", 268. Amari McQueen at 5'11", 222. He is for sure going to be a pass cover guy. Just not sure at how good of a level. He is also around 3 to 4 projection. Nothing at middle linebacker or right outside linebacker or at corner. There is a day 3 projected safety in Derek Terry, also out of UTSA, with some decent size. I would assume zone coverage archetype, with being 5'11", 216. There are some day 3 strong safeties, Carlos McAllister and Trevor Bowden. We just drafted one, so we're not necessarily trying to find a starter. Some more backups, possibly. No kickers, 1 punter. But there are several positions here with round 1 projections or better. We only have 2 first-round picks. So if we could get another first-round pick with Aaron Jones, trading him away, that could really set us up. We could get a quarterback in round 1. We could get an offensive lineman, maybe a receiver. I think we're good on the smaller receivers. I would like to find guys who are 6 foot or taller, but possible it. Like I said, there's some offensive linemen who are round 1 projections, and possibly another linebacker. Howie Stein, we don't know. He might actually be a cover guy. We'll have to play it by ear, but we might need 3 first-round picks if we want to make a big impact in this next draft class. But that draft class is only important if we don't win the Super Bowl. Again, have to win the Super Bowl by the end of Season 5. Season 1 did not go very well. We were at the bottom of the AFC South, completely missing the playoffs. I feel like we've improved during the offseason, or at least going through the first season, getting to know the team a little bit better, plugging and playing players who we think might make immediate impacts. So we'll see how good the new players, as well as just shaking up the depth chart a little bit, does as we jump into this game here against the Baltimore Ravens. Year 2 is underway as we start on defense, coming out with a double A gap look against a strong pistol formation. Russell Wilson, the quarterback, as he hands it off down the middle. That'll be about a first down gain off of play 1. James Cook, I think, is the possible running back. Said Jay Cook, so that's just what I'm going to assume. 2nd and inches. Another handoff, no read option. Wilson cuts back towards the line. He had plenty of room to run on the outside, but still will get the first down. And they'll stick with a pistol look here. A strong pistol look. Hard count, no one jumps. Quick throw goes to one of their tight ends, I could only assume. Looks a little small for a tight end, but you never know. That was caught by Jay James. I'm going to assume Jesse James, although still looked kind of small. 2nd and 5, a handoff towards the top. Quick tackle from number 27 is Woolen. He played pretty well for us last year, had I think 3 picks. Looking to see an improvement for him his sophomore season. 3rd and 4, Wilson will unload to the bottom. Here comes number 31 with the tackle. Is that Lennon? No idea, didn't tell me, but we were gonna force the punt. There it is, stat up top. So Lennon, the rookie corner, does get his first tackle, and it forces a punt. Back to return, and getting blowed up is Darden. We'll start back at the 14. So defense, first look, solid. Let's see if the offense does anything to impress. As will be a run down the middle here for Jones. Bounces off one tackle towards the top of the screen, headed towards the sideline. Breaks another tackle, still going to about the 45. He says, "You want to trade me?" He keeps doing that every time I bring it up. He makes a big play, but we just haven't seen that consistently. And that's what I feel like this offense was really missing. We brought him in to be a staple, and he really wasn't. He gets down the middle here, a gain of 4. I'll bring up 2nd and 6. A lot of shotgun with this Kansas City playbook, as we have, I think, 2, maybe 3 receivers to the bottom. Will be a play action pass, across the middle, caught. That's going to be number 3. Is that Erik? It is Erik. His first catch, first pass of the season, goes to our new starting outside receiver. And I definitely should have checked. I'm pretty sure it's Ezukanma. Might be pronouncing it incorrectly, so I might just say Erik more often than not, as Jones not able to hold on to that one. I can't remember who their middle linebacker is. Is it Campbell? Perhaps, not sure. 2nd and 10. Tight look here as we go with a quick pass to the top. Duvernay with the catch and the first to be about a gain of 13 for number 13. And we'll stick with the same formation, I'm pretty sure. Like I said previous, the offense really hasn't changed besides Erik getting the start, as we have an open receiver, Sutton, down the middle, inside the 5, down to the 2. So one thing that has changed is the overalls, most of them going up. Tannehill did drop a couple. As we go the run down the middle here, Aaron Jones stretching and in. First down, or first touchdown of the season goes to Aaron Jones, as we take a lead with about 2.5 minutes in the first. And as per usual with the first episode of a season, we will get through the first half, well, through week 7. As they do get a first down here with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. It is also James Cook, so they have several different running backs. A 3rd and 8 here following the throwaway. A penalty, though, will back them up on Dion Dawkins. Wow. They will not convert. 4th and 6. Do they punt? They do. So defense looking really good. A 1-yard rush as we're backed up deep, followed by 8 yards to Duvernay. 3rd and 1 to start the second quarter. You get 9 yards. Yeah, okay. That came through a little bit weird. 2nd and 1, 11 yards there to a pass to Jones. Followed up with a 2-yard rush. And I just don't feel like we should be getting many 2-yard rushes with Jones. Defense for the Ravens stands strong there. They'll get the stop at about the 35. Taking over at the 28. If I look up top, Stephon Diggs with 11. Done pretty well on him so far, his first catch. And not a first down. 3rd and 1. James Cook does convert, passing midfield as well. Another rush from Wilson. -2 there for Cook. Really wish it told me who had the tackle for loss. A throwaway from Wilson. Do they punt? No, instead they go with a field goal, but they miss it. A 63-yarder. Let's see if we could get into plus territory, or further into plus territory. Let's go with the red zone. If we get into the red zone, we'll jump in here. 5-yard rush there on first down. 2nd and 5, now 2. 3rd and 2. We'll get 3, and we're pretty much at the red zone. So let's watch, as I think an injury just popped up. Looks like a couple different injuries for the Ravens. I don't know if these were in this game or not. Looks like Belial Nichols was injured in this game, so maybe that was who popped up. But we'll jump in, watch this red zone attempt here. 3 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. Tannehill in the pocket will throw a running back screen. I don't know why I always want to say receiver screen ever since I started running receiver screens. We'll get 7 there. Get us inside the 15 for 2nd and 3. Tannehill will hand this one off to Jones. We'll get by the first set of guys and get us a first down to the 8. 1st and goal as we drop under center. I feel like we really don't drop under center much. 2 receivers to the bottom as we motion over. I believe that is Cousins, the backup tight end, that motioned over. hand it off, and we really don't get much on the run. We do hit the 2-minute warning, though. And as we open up inside the 2-minute warning here, empty set on 2nd and goal. Tannehill sitting in the pocket, pressure comes, he throws to the back of the end zone, and they say Duvernay's in. I wasn't sure if he got both feet, but for now, the points are on the board. And as expected, booth review comes in, so we'll take a second look at this one, see if he actually got both feet in. It was throw to the back of the end zone, can't see anything there. I know the second foot was in, but was the first in? Can we get some better angles here? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if he got both feet in. And no, they reverse it, so 3rd and goal. We'll come out with a tight shotgun look here. Jones next to Tannehill in the backfield. Sitting in the pocket, will throw underneath. There's Erik who breaks the tackle and into the end zone. Barely breaks the goal line, but does just enough. And so far, he's impressing his limited time actually out there with the starters. But Ezukanma is locking it in right now. And going back to the last game of last season, being the first game where Erik actually got the start, as we have a 3rd and 1 here. Pass thrown away, defense, they're playing well. But yeah, going back to the last game of last season, as Cousin gets his first grab, Erik has had a touchdown in each of his starting games as Cortland Sutton gets 27. So really excited there. Speak of the guy, and he comes been barely missing out on a second touchdown. Do we cap it off here with an Aaron Jones touchdown? Yes, we do. Taking a 21-0 lead, 50 seconds before half. Really, really happy with the difference as we're seeing so far in this first game. Edwards-Helaire gets a nice chunk. Russell Wilson followed that up with 2 and then 8. 3rd and inches. He'll convert with another rush. About 20 seconds. Pass knocked away by Randy Lennon. Under 20 seconds now. 9 yards to Justice James. So it is a tight end, just not Jesse James. 3rd and 1. They kick the field goal to at least get some points on the board before half with a few seconds to spare. And basically we didn't get any other play off for that first half. So let's start the second half here. We should be getting ball. Indeed we do. So let's jump in and watch. Yeah, team definitely seems to be kind of molding together a lot better than what we saw with the first season. Happens sometimes with these state-only challenges as Aaron Jones breaks his first contact. We'll get 5 on the play. 2 touchdowns for him, 66 yards on 13 carries. It's a good day for him so far. I just feel like we should be getting more as we have another quick swing pass out to Duvernay with a big play crossing midfield to the 47. And with Duvernay's play, he's also under 6 feet tall, has the speed. I just don't think we need another receiver with that kind of skill set, which I'm thinking, as there's a fumble, Swaim was stretching for it. He very well could be down. Hopefully a booth review comes in. But as it stands right now, it is a turnover. We'll take a second look here just to confirm our suspicion. Swaim, I don't know, that hit might have happened before that knee came down. And there is the booth review. So we'll at least get a slower look at it just to see if it is in our favor or not. So far the booth reviews today have not been in our favor. I think that knee might have been down. We'll slow it down a little bit here. So knee hits about as the ball starts to come out. We'll see what the ref says. And they overturn it. We'll keep possession. So back to what I was trying to say prior to the almost fumble, I guess you could say, is that the first to second round receiver in this draft class is a very similar build to Duvernay. I don't think we need to go after that. Potentially, if Erik doesn't do very well, we could go after one of the 3rd to 4th rounds, or even if he does, we still might, just so we could get a little bit younger. There's not a whole lot of 3rd to 4th round guys, and I feel like we have a lot of picks in that range as Swaim gets his second catch, giving us a first down to the 28. So still a lot we could do with this team, but they are looking pretty good as we try to set up the screen pass, and Tannehill just ate the shoulder of Nichols. And that'll set up as 2nd and 16. Trips to the bottom, Swaim just off the line to the top. Tannehill in the pocket. We'll go across the middle, going to Swaim once again. Breaks a tackle, but not getting much else after that. Well, at least pick up half the yardage needed. 3rd and 8. Tannehill sitting back in the pocket once again. Jones to help if any rush does come through. There's not much there, and we go deep again to Erik, who forces the DPI in the end zone. So we'll take the first down all the way down to the 1 yard line, and right now it's not looking like we need any receiver help. Erik is holding it down as we go with a pass here on 1st and goal. Pass rush picked up pretty well. He will throw it out late and dropped. I believe that was... I'm not even sure who that was. 83. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but we go back to Swaim. He has the sure hands and into the end zone. Going back up by a lot of points. We're up 4 possessions right now. If anything, I would say one position that I would like to see improved is maybe the defensive line. I do say that as we do get some tackles for losses, but it just doesn't tell me who's getting those. So I don't know if it's the linebackers or our actual D-line, as we already have the ball back again on offense. Erik with another catch, 9 yards. Yeah, let's just, honestly, just start milking this clock. I don't really think we need to watch a whole lot more of this game. Try to get through it pretty quickly as we continue to march the ball down the field. 3rd and 3. Aaron Jones with a catch. 35 yards to the house as we go up 35-3. So yeah, this game is very much over. Let's just try to run through it pretty quickly here. Although, if I go too quickly, the little lines don't pop up. So that's not as fun. 12 yards there, Stephon Diggs, and another 12. So, been able to, as I say, we need some more plays from our D-line. Ed Oliver, first sack of the season. And back to 12 yards for Stephon Diggs. 3rd and 1, pass thrown away. So we've done pretty well against Diggs. I don't know who's covering him, as they do go for it on 4th down and don't get it. So defense really playing well right now as we continue to try to run out this clock a little bit here. Passing midfield, converting on 3rd and short. Keep this thing going. A 5-yard rush by Tannehill. Jeff Wilson checking in, only gets a 1-yard rush. We don't get anything there on that 3rd down, but we do hit the Justin Tucker 52-yard field goal. We're up 35 points. There's not much more to say. But yeah, this team looking impressive week 1. We'll see if they can maintain that as we go along. But yeah, I think I was talking about Stephon Diggs. I don't know if Duvernay, or not Duvernay, that's our receiver, Christian Drummond, who pops up here. I don't know if he's been on Diggs or if it's been Woolen. Either way, playing really well. 3-yard loss here, Jeff Wilson. That's unfortunate. He'll get 8 after it, though, setting up 3rd and 5, and a fumble recovery by Campbell. So, not sure who fumbled. I wish it told me that as well. Knocked away by Poona Ford. About 2 minutes left in this one. Wow. This is what happens when I try to go too quickly. Bernard knocks the ball away. 3rd and 10. They'll get a gain of 1. 4th and 9. They'll hit the field goal. They're at least, trying to get some points on there. I guess that's a little bit of morale. Duvernay with 8. 7 to Jeff Wilson, who's been out there a lot this second half. Hopefully Aaron Jones isn't injured. Might need to check on that. But week 1, that's a hell of a performance as we win 38-6. And when you look at the board, pretty much everything in our favor, minus the turnovers. That's always a problem on this channel. But have 286 passing, 147 rushing, average 7.2 yards a play. That's just an all-around good performance. But as we follow up a dominant victory, we lose our footing and end up dropping the next 2 games, 31-28 against the Jaguars and 28-10 against the, at the time, winless Broncos. We'll take a quick look at the stats of these games, just try to see what happened. And against Jacksonville, we gave up about 130 rushing yards and 230 passing yards. Both teams turned the ball over twice. But it really just looked like it was red zone percentage. 80% for Jacksonville, only 33 for us. So not sure exactly how to change that. Ryan Tannehill, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Brock Purdy, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. We were sacked 6 times and completed 60% of our throws. We allowed 55% completion, so that's not bad, but I don't know. Definitely wasn't what we saw in week 1. DeAndre Swift ran for 3.4 yards a carry and had a touchdown. Aaron Jones, 4.8 yards a carry, only 12 carries, no touchdowns. In the receiving game, Calvin Ridley scored, Terry McLaurin scored. For us, though, Duvernay had 2 touchdowns, and Aaron Jones had a receiving touchdowns. We gave up one to Hunter Henry, and Cortland Sutton only 3 catches, 28 yards, and a touchdown. And Erik, 3 catches, 34 yards. So, I mean, that's about on par with what he had, I feel like, in the first game, just without the touchdown. As for defense, Donovan Wilson led us in tackles, which is never good. That means that they're getting into our second level or not third level. 3 tackles for a loss by Omenahu and Ed Oliver, so that is good. Bernard also had one, as well as the rookie Mathis. And Poona Ford had our one and only sack. But who had the interception? That would go to the rookie Randy Lennon. All right. But that game was at least still close. The next game against the Broncos was not. 28-10, and it looks like we gave up 105 rushing, 303 passing. They had 15 first downs. We did not force a turnover, but we gave up a turnover. And we at least did a little bit better in the red zone in this game, 50%. Granted, we were only there maybe 4 times at most, so not great. We did give up 66% completion in the red zone as well, so not fantastic. 2 touchdowns for Goff, none for Tannehill, who threw another interception, sacked 6 times, completed 68% of his throws. We also gave up 68% for Jared Goff. Rushing, Miles Sanders had 2 touchdowns, 4 yards a carry, and Aaron Jones 2.9 yards a carry and a touchdown. In the passing game, Miles Sanders 2 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown, with yards after the catch being basically all of it. So that not very good. Cortland Sutton had a pretty good game, no touchdowns. Waller, same. Jeff Swaim, pretty good game. Alan Lazard scored a touchdown. Where Duvernay only 4 catches, 44 yards. Erik only 2 for 15. So it seems like he might be a little hit or miss. And a big game here for Daniel Mathis. 11 tackles led the team. Had 2 tackles for a loss by Poona Ford, 1 by Ed Oliver. And Matthew Adams got a sack, interesting, as well as the rookie and Brennan Belfort. So he's getting out there a decent bit, which is, it's good. It's good for his development. But that moves us to week 4, where we're facing top of our division, the Indianapolis Colts. They have a dominant defense, 88. Offense only an 81. We're 1-2, would love to get back to 500 here, keep things alive as we're tied, basically. Actually, no, we'd be behind the Jaguars because we lost to them. So we're definitely 3rd in the AFC South, but we could jump ahead with a win and a Jaguars loss. So we're going to watch part of this game. We'll also probably watch a little bit of the Week 7 game as well. And as we jump into the second watch game, Week 4 here against the Colts, I'm thinking we'll probably watch the first possession of each side of each quarter and then kind of go from there. If things get to a sticky situation and we need to watch a little bit more, we definitely will. Cortland Sutton here starts us off with a first down grab. Definitely still our number 1 receiver. Still looking for Erik to really take a hold of that 3rd receiver spot. He was good in that first game we watched. The stats from the sim didn't look great as that pass thrown away. Pressure bearing down on Tannehill. So 2nd and 10, we'll have 2 receivers up top, 1 off the screen to the bottom. Shotgun look here. Jones in the backfield, take the handoff. We'll cut up and get a decent amount of space there, about 7-8 yards. Make it a much more manageable 3rd down here as we bring out every single one of our tight ends and put them all up top. Be a single back look here. Down the middle we go, and Jones, you got to be able to hit that harder. 4th and 1, we're going for this. I know Jones isn't strictly a true power back, but he has the power ability, and I just wish he would use it. We'll hand this one off to Beck, who eats a shoulder from Aaron Donald, but he gets us the first down. Have to give the man a little bit of props for that. 1st and 10 at the 46. Empty look here. 2 to the top, trips to the bottom. Be a quick pass underneath. Intercepted. Tannehill. What are you doing, my guy? Edmonds will get the interception as the ball's pretty much thrown right to him. And now Winston and this offense will take the field. I don't know how a team led by Winston is 3-0, but I guess we'll see why here. Might be very much due to their defense, as the running back screen gets a gain of 5, setting up 2nd and 5. A trips look for them up top. They're tight end just off the line to the bottom. Hand it off down the middle with plenty of space. A nice juke there will get him an extra about yard or two. And that is Dobbins at running back. Winston with a bunch in the shotgun look. One receiver down to the bottom. Looks like he's lined up on Lennon as they go with a receiver up top. I don't know, that was 27 in coverage, which would be Woolen. And they gain nothing on that apparently. So 2nd and 10, another empty look. 3 receivers up top, 2 to the bottom. Winston in the pocket will go across the middle and will miss his wide open receiver, which I'm pretty sure was Cooper Kupp. So they have some real talent on offense, including a superstar left tackle. So you have everything you'd really want here, Winston. You just have to play well, which they're 3-0. So they're doing what they can so far. A first down gain here to number 89, the tight end. Is that Higbee? No, that would be a B right. Maybe a draftee? Who knows? Bunch to the top, 1 to the bottom, and... okay, Madden. Thank you. Well, turns out it was actually my dogs that unplugged the router, because I guess they're done with me playing. But we'll finish off this recording session, and then we'll go play with the dogs. So luckily, actually, instead of thank you, Madden, for breaking, it was actually more thank you, Madden, for saving where we were, at least as far as I could tell. Which is 1st and 10 at the 20. Winston stepping up and will get dropped in the backfield by Billings. Be a loss of 3. And hopefully they will let me finish this recording before they act up anymore. They just jumped on the couch and the couch somehow unplugged it. I don't know. They go with a deep shot here and dropped in the end zone. Cooper Kupp not able to hold on to it. Knocked away-ish. At least coverage provided by Woolen. 3rd and 13 here. We bring the double A gap blitz and had a clear rusher, Ed Oliver, off the top, but it didn't even look like he tried to get back there. Was jogging. We'll bring up a 4th and 11, kicking from about the 27, so about a 37-yarder. And that puts them on the board. They'll take 3. But as I said, we'll just watch the first possession here. Erik starts us off. We'll follow up by a 2-yard rush. 3rd and 1. Swain converts. So we'll keep this going here. We'll probably get into the 2nd quarter with this drive as Aaron Donald with a sack. Never mind, we might not be with 3rd and 17. Erik gets 16. We're definitely going for it. And he did it for us last time, so we're going to give it to him again. Hopefully he doesn't take as big of a hit. But Beck on the fullback dive will convert, and a whole lot easier than last time. But we'll keep this thing going, and we'll jump into a little bit of a watch bit as we get into plus territory here. Also should be about starting the next quarter, so I guess it fits. It'll be the first drive of that quarter as well as we get down the middle here for a gain of nothing. One more play if we get the snap off to end the first quarter. 3 seconds, 2, and we do get the snap off. Tannehill, make it a good play then. We'll find Swain, who gets close to the first down. We'll make it 3rd and 2 to start the 2nd quarter. And we'll be starting that 2nd quarter in empty. 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Tannehill will go with a quick throw right to the the touchdown guy here. Tremaine Edmonds, his 2nd interception of the day. This time, it goes for 6 points the other way. Well, Tannehill not doing himself any favors in this game as we start this drive with a throwaway. 8 yards to Duvernay, 3rd and 2. Aaron Jones keeps it going here. And okay, I'll take that. Baron Browning with a 15-yard penalty puts us in plus territory. 4-yard rush by Tannehill. I want to say, as he gets 0 yards here, 3rd and 6. I want to say he's about 36. As Aaron Donald with his, 3rd sack of the day? And we miss a field goal with Justin Tucker. Okay. That just goes to show what my luck is today. J.K. Dobbins gets 4 to start off their drive. Christian Watson with 12. As they get to the 35, throwaway by Winston. 2nd and 10, another throwaway by Winston. 3rd and 10, pass dropped by Robert Woods. Do they hit the field goal? No, they have a false start. And they make that field goal. How is Bucker a better kicker than Justin Tucker? Either way, we're down 13 points. Aaron Donald getting a penalty. Maybe unnecessary roughness. Who knows? Cortland Sutton gets 12. Another penalty, this time on Tremaine Edmonds, who had their pick 6. 8 yards, Jeff Swaim as we get to the 25. 5 yards gets us inside the red zone. So let's watch. Maybe that'll just be how we wrap out this game, is just watching some red zone attempts. as we clearly have been struggling with that in the sim games. Tannehill in the pocket will go up top, open receiver. Going to be Duvernay, I believe. No, that's Sutton, actually, with a first down catch with the second effort. Makes it 1st and goal at the 9. We'll come out with trips to the top. One of our tight ends, Swain, just off the line to the bottom. Looks like Jones needs a breather, but instead we hand it off to him. Trying to stretch to the bottom. Jesse Bates to slow him down. And a wrap up by someone else. We'll make it 2nd and goal at the 6 as we do bring out Jeff Wilson. That was Newsome with the tackle. Will be a fullback dive. Beck down to the 2. The 4? How do you get the 4 out of that? Someone better check these refs' pocket. 3rd and goal. 2, maybe 3 to the bottom. 1 up top. We'll go all the way down to the bottom. Intended for Swaim. And Tannehill missed it. Well, can we at least hit the field goal here? Get on the board before halftime. That would be nice. Ball is up. And good. Still down 10. Now we'll just see if our defense can hold on here, not allow any more points before half, as Dobbins gets 5, pass knocked away by Bernard. 3rd and 5, pass knocked away by Lennon. Lennon's been playing really well. They end up punting this one away. And let's watch this drive because we're starting pretty deep. I'd say this is also a drive that merits possibly us jumping in and controlling things with it being 1.5 minutes left. We have all 3 timeouts. Clock management isn't great as we barely get that one off. And I already want to jump in because that looked awful. And I was trying to find a jet sweep for Darden as we're backed up pretty far, but we didn't have one in this playbook, at least that I saw. How about we go across the middle? Duvernay with the grab. That'll give us a bit more space. Run to some hurry up. And I'm sure we have one in the playbook. I just meant like specifically in this formation. Gonna have Sutton go a little bit deeper here. At least run to the line to gain, get to the outside, and that pass behind both of him and the corner. Well, I would say right now, this is definitely looking like Tannehill's last year. We have a lot of quarterbacks in the draft class, and if we're not getting very accurate throws, that one though, pretty spot on. But if we're not getting those consistently, he's definitely gonna need to be replaced. Go some more hurry up here. About 35 seconds left on the clock and counting. Maybe see if we could get Duvernay to the outside. They cover that pretty well. Dump this one off and overthrows Jones. And if we can't get some wins on the board, we might play the rookie a little bit in the later part of this season. At least get him developing. Have one-on-one to the sideline. Sutton? Okay, he at least knocked the ball away, but not much of an effort to catch it. 3rd and 10. Would love to at least get a field goal, but we would need to be in range for that. Let's see what we can do here. Gonna have to roll out. Not much there. Can you roll anywhere, Eric? Get the catch at least? No. Gonna hit the turf. 4th and 10 at the 41. Might as well punt it. Try to keep some points off the board here, but not much happening the remainder of this first half. So we'll just get on into the second half of the game, and we'll just start simming. Like I said, we'll watch the red zone. That seems to be where we're struggling the most, both on offense and defense. So if either team gets down to that point, we'll jump in and see how things end up. 3rd and 1, 3-yard loss. That is what we need. Should be a field goal attempt. No, they punt this one. Okay. Well, can we get some points on the board? Not with a 2-yard loss when we're already deep. And Aaron Donald with a touchdown as he recovers a fumble in the end zone. So yeah, first game looked really good, and it has just been the opposite of that ever since. A penalty there on Steele, and then another sack, Aaron Donald. That's about 4 today, maybe 5. Thrown away by Tannehill. Honestly, at this point in the game, I already want to kind of put in our backup quarterback, so let's do that. So we'll see if he makes any difference when the offense gets out there. Defense isn't playing bad, but the offense is doing them no favors. 2 defensive touchdowns. Our defense has only given up 6 points. So they're doing pretty well. They're just not getting much help. 2nd and 6, 6 yards. Although I will say they're not doing great on this drive. Consistent yardage here. Consistently converting on 2nd down as well. 2nd and 5. Yep, yet again convert. And we're not even going to watch the Colts red zone. We don't need to see it. We just need to see our offense do something here, as they get a 1st and goal and a touchdown to Brock Wright. So what can our rookie quarterback do? He's coming out there in week 4. Starts with a 20-yard pass to Jeff Swain. First and 10, a sack by Sheldon Rankin. So our offensive line seemingly has fallen apart in this game. A throwaway, 3rd and 13. We get the first down barely to Duvernay. Another penalty on Edmonds. And an interception, Edmonds. Just a sloppy game here. And it's pretty much a done deal. We're down 23 points. Can we get anything else on the board as we start very much quick simming here? We do get on the board, so there's that. We apparently go for an onside kick. We really didn't need to. Let's see, where are we? Inside the red zone, 2nd and 10, under 2 minutes. Let's catch a little bit of a drive here with our rookie quarterback in. See what he can do. He's a pocket passer through and through. I want to say his name is Richards, if I'm remembering correctly. Empty set for him here. Go with a quick pump fake. Gonna go to the bottom here, caught and escorted for a loss on the play. 3-yard loss, Aaron Jones. Not great. 3rd and 13, trips up top, Swaim at the bottom of the line. Hot route called here. Richards goes with right down the seam and dropped by Duvernay. Should have been a first down. Well, why not? Let's jump out here. See if we could get the team a first down at least. A little bit of a play action. How about Duvernay on the crossing pattern? There he is. First down, and that's where we should have been last play. We'll call a timeout just to help the computer here. We'll go back to the sim view. And we'll head out in shotgun. One receiver up top is Sutton. 2 to the bottom. Quick slant. Caught Duvernay. Well, there's at least a little bit of some morale boost, if you could say it. Although still today hasn't been very good. But, no. I was going to say, even if we get the extra point. Actually, if we go for 2, make it 17 to 26, it's still pretty much a done deal. So, overall, it's just time to sim on through this game. And we did try the onside. Clearly not recovering these. We'll see if Indy can run it out, which they do. So, week 1, really good. Since then, really bad. But we at least bounce back the next week against the Falcons with a much-needed victory, 31-21. Unfortunately, we then dropped the next game to the Saints, 17-28. So only 2 wins on the season against the Panthers here, week 7. It's really going to be a make or break for what we do for the remainder of this year. Looking at the Atlanta game, though, we gave up 79 rushing yards. That's not bad, but we gave up 240 passing yards. Again, that's not awful. 3rd down conversions, we gave up 5, but we had 10, so that's better. We did give up 2 4th down conversions. We were 100% from the red zone, so that's great. 75% for the Falcons. So defense needs to try to force some turnovers or something. As for the individual stats, 355 yards for Tannehill, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's pretty rare. We're sacked 3 times, and it does look like Richards threw 1 pass that he completed for 3 yards, so that's fun. 70% completion, so not a bad day from Tannehill in this game. Aaron Jones, a little under 4 yards a carry, but 2 touchdowns. Cortland Sutton led the team, 95 yards on 6 grabs. Duvernay also had 6 for 84. Erik Ezukanma, not bad of a day either. 4 catches, 73 yards. Aaron Jones, 5 for 70. Jeff Swaim, though, 2 touchdowns. So our backup tight ends aren't getting in very much. And as I mentioned with a make or break with this next game, if we lose, I feel like it might be we're in the selling window and we're in the putting in the young players window. Bernard back to leading us in tackles in this game with 11. He also had a tackle for loss, which is tied for first, as well as with Oliver and Puna Ford. Sack-wise, 2 for Logan Hall. I don't know, we did lose one of our backup DTs a little bit earlier in the season with a fairly long injury, so he's one of the backups there, so he might be getting a fairly decent rotation, and he's playing pretty well. Oliver also had a sack. Bernard and Ford split a sack. But as mentioned, we then lost the next week, and we really didn't get anything going consistently throughout the game. The Saints, they were consistent. They put at least a touchdown on the board every single quarter, and they had 134 rushing yards, 224 passing yards, had 23 first downs, so we got to get better in that aspect. They had a turnover and had 9 first down conversions. We only had 4. We both had a 4th down conversion. They were 100% from the red zone, so we got to get better in the red zone, both on offense and on defense. Tannehill, 205 yards and a touchdown, sacked 4 times, 60% completion percentage. We really shouldn't be getting sacked as many times. We have a fairly well-built offensive line. Aaron Jones, 4 yards a carry on 14 carries, 1 touchdown. Receiving, Courtland Sutton, pretty much an identical stat sheet to last week, but a big drop-off past him. Jeff Swaim, 3 catches, 40 yards. Ezukanma, 2 for 34. Duvernay, 2 for 18, but did have a touchdown and only 1 catch for Aaron Jones. 12 yards, 1 catch for Danny Gray, 6 yards. Blake Lynch led us in tackles in this game, which is interesting. He really shouldn't be out there much, considering Mathis is right next to him. He should be not out there. It's, I don't know, weird. Tackles for a loss, Trell Bernard had 3, 2 for Puna 4, and then 1 for Lennon, Omenahu, Adams, and Oliver. Haven't seen a whole lot from Omenahu this season. And we didn't have a single sack in this game. The pass rush has got to get better. And Christian Drummond had his first interception in this game. So like I said, that leaves us here against Carolina, who are 4-1 in week 7. If we lose, drop to 2-5, I feel like we're in a selling window. We need to probably move on from Aaron Jones. Maybe one of the edge rushers, because we're not getting much. I know we traded for Ed Oliver last year after trading away Von Miller, but we're really not seeing much from that position. The DTs are actually playing pretty well, but I don't know. The defensive line is struggling. So let's jump into this game, and we'll see what our future holds. And we'll be starting on offense. Plan for this game, watch the first drive of both offense and defense, and then go into a red zone sim and see if we could bounce back. We've really been inconsistent on offense. We'll start with a 13-yard gain here to Swaim. Don't know why his name eluded me. He's been one of our primary targets. A heavy tight end look, all 3 down to the bottom here. Single back set. Jones will take the handoff, cut back towards the top, try to get down the field, and maybe we'll get 3 or 4. And now we'll come out in almost the exact opposite formation. Empty set, trips up top, 2 to the bottom. Tannehill with a quick throw up top. First down grab from Aaron Jones. And again, depending on how this game goes, could be his last game with the squad. He just, as a superstar running back, he hasn't had the impact that I expected. He'll break a tackle there. We'll get about a gain of 5, which will bring up 2nd and 5. Another trips look up top, 1 off the screen to the bottom. Shotgun look, Tannehill will hand this one off. Aaron Jones pushing forward close to the first, marked inches shy. So on 3rd and inches, we'll come out with a tight shotgun look. Jones still back there. Really doesn't get subbed out very often. It will be a toss to Swaim. Interesting. Tight end jet sweep. We'll get the first. Now, if we had a speedster at tight end, that might actually be a pretty decent play. We don't. I think our fastest guy at tight end is about an 81 speed. As a flag comes down here on a run, that typically means holding, and that's exactly what it was. So 1st and 20. 2 down to the bottom, 1 up top. Tannehill setting up the running back screen, and there's plenty of room there for Jones, and he cuts back towards the defensive play. Why? Stay up top where it's wide open. That is why I'm considering trading him. 2nd and 16. Tannehill dropping back in the pocket. We'll go across the middle, caught by Courtland Sutton. Sutton, I don't feel like has had as big of an impact in the first episode of Season 2 than he did in the 2nd episode of Season 1. 3rd and 9. Empty look once again here for Tannehill. We'll go to the bottom of the screen. Caught. Not going to be a first down. I want us to go for this, though. We could have taken the field goal. Should hit it, but you never quite know. But like I said, this is a make or break kind of game. And Swaim dropped it. Well, not great. Be a turnover on downs. Panthers take over. And yeah, that's really not a great start. That was Lennon who got beat up top. Granted, he is going up against Tyreek Hill, so he'll probably give up a few of those. He has some decent press, but definitely still has some progress he needs to make. Another throw here will be about a gain of 8. This time Cordell Patterson gets the catch. Bring it up 2nd and 3. 2 down to the bottom, 1 up top. I believe it might be Mac Jones, their quarterback. M. Jones, that's at least who I could assume. 3rd and 4, so they actually lost a yard on that play. Another 2 to the bottom, 1 up top. Shotgun look, quick pass, and through the hands of Bernard. Will at least force the field goal attempt here, kicking from just inside the 40. We'll call it a 50-yarder. Snap back, hold down, kick is up and off the bar. That'll keep this game tied up at nothing. And I said I wouldn't watch this drive. I didn't try to, but apparently Madden doesn't think that it was a turnover, and I thought that was an overthrow. Instead, it was actually a pretty decent throw to Erik at the sideline. We'll follow it up going actually to the quicker sim view here, as I was trying to do. We'll get a first down there, Aaron Jones to the 30. A 1-yard reception. Interesting as we start the second quarter here. 3-yard rush gets us inside the 30, and a touchdown to Devin Duvernay. 27 yards. We finally get some points on the board. I'd like to see that a bit more often. Let's see if the defense can hold here, or if they can force a turnover. That'd be nice. Adele Patterson, 3 yards, and there it is. Dropped one on the first possession. He gets his the second. Now we're at the 28. We'll go ahead and jump in here, close enough to the red zone. We'll see what the offense can do. And we'll be starting with a bunch to the bottom. Under center goes Tannehill. One receiver up top will be a pass. Dropping back, throws down to the bottom. Caught, turning upfield. That's Swaim with the first down run. Well, I guess I should say catch after, or run after the catch. That's what it is. 2 receivers to the bottom, 2 tight ends up top. Will be a handoff. Jones cuts back in. Maybe manage about a yard. And we'll drop back to the shotgun look. 2 to the bottom, 1 up top. Hard count, no one jumps. Tannehill sitting in the pocket. We'll go across the middle. Caught. That's going to be Erik. I always forget the last name. Maybe it's because I try to forget it because I don't know how to pronounce it for sure. Ezukanma, maybe? That's what it is. Tight shotgun look here. Handoff. Jones down the middle. Stuffed at the goal line by number 92. We'll set up 2nd and goal as we drop to a heavier look. 2 tight ends to the bottom. 2 receivers up top. It will be a pass, and we had Sutton open. We still find him a little bit later. We grab a 2nd touchdown. So we're fighting to stay in things here to try to keep this team together. Now we should have Aaron Jones on roster for next year, already under contract, at least for another season, as George Pickens drops the ball. So if we end up winning this game, as a penalty there definitely doesn't help. But if we do win this game, we stick together, and we still don't end up making the playoffs, we could still trade some guys come the off season. 3rd and 8, throw away, much better. 4th and 8, they do punt. So we have options of how we want to proceed forward. Though if we do drop this game, I do want to get the young guys in, because at that point, the season, while it wouldn't be completely lost, it would be a long stretch to get us into playoff form. We do convert on the 3rd and 6 with a pass connection there to Aaron Jones as we get inside the 2-minute warning. Can we get inside the red zone? 3rd and 10, minute 40 on the clock. Throw away. We'll take the field goal here. Go up 3 possessions. Solid. What about the Panthers? They have all 3 timeouts as well. About a minute now left on the clock. George Pickens gets them to midfield. Throw away Mac Jones. 2nd and 10, now down to the 20. We'll jump in here, watch a little bit of the defense. 49 seconds left. They have 2 timeouts remaining. They're at about the 19.5-yard line. And that one swatted down at the line. I believe that was Ed Oliver. I don't think it's going to actually tell me who it was. I'm pretty sure it was from our left end, and that's where Oliver plays. Another pass across the middle here, caught by the tight end, fighting for it and getting the first down. Just doesn't want to go down. And after calling their 2nd timeout, only 1 remaining. It was Travis Kelce, so they have a really good tight end. 1st and goal, Mac Jones waiting, still waiting. We're still waiting, and finally the pass rush forces a throw out of the back of the end zone. We'll set up 2nd and goal. Twins either side, 29 seconds on the board. Mac Jones in the pocket, dropping back, will go across the middle, and caught. Tyreek Hill, touchdown. We'll get them on the board just before half. And we'll just go ahead and let the sim probably take us through halftime. Yep, definitely will, as we just run the ball. So to start the second half, Carolina starts with possession. 5 yards, Cordero Patterson. 9 more yards, gets the first down. They're trying to bring this game closer. A touchdown would make it a field goal game. 15 yards there, Travis Kelce is getting to plus territory. They'll lose 2. And then throw away. 3rd and 12. Kelce gets 14. 1st and 10, knock away by Woolen. 2nd and 10, knock away by Saunders. Not quite. Oh, yeah. Our starting safety is out injured in this game. Aguilar gets the first down. 12 more yards, Cordero Patterson, and touchdown. Yep, Cordero Patterson. They do make it a field goal game. All right, offense, time to answer. 5-yard rush, followed by a 3-yard rush. Devin Duvernay would get the first down with about a yard to spare. 10-yard rush there, Aaron Jones. 6-yard rush, Aaron Jones, as we get into plus territory. 11 there for Erik Ezukanma. I always forget it. 15 yards, Devin Duvernay. Let's jump in. Down to the 22. It's close enough to the red zone. Fresh set of downs, bunch to the top. In shotgun, Tannehill takes a snap. Quick throw underneath. Swaim with the catch. About 2 yards. So now we're definitely in the red zone. About the length of a football, so. 2 receivers up top, as that looked awful. Both our tackle as well as our tight end jump, but they end up calling it on Swaim. 2nd and 13, 3 to the bottom. Tannehill in the pocket will go across the middle. Caught Devin Duvernay inside the 10, marked down at the 7. Tannehill's been fairly accurate today, 19 of 25. Could be better, but we've seen worse. It'll be a handoff down the middle. Jones breaks a tackle, gets down to about the inch line. So we'll send out the big boys to help try to finish this one off. Jones still back there so he can try to cap off his touchdown, and stuffed at the 2. That'll also be the last play of the 3rd quarter, so we'll head into the 4th with a field goal advantage. Hopefully we can make that 10 points. And we'll be trying to do so with a shotgun formation. 2 up top, 1 to the bottom. Swaim just off the line to the bottom. It looks like we're going to go with a jet sweep and we flip it to Duvernay, and down at the inch line. You know we're going for it. I will say I liked the play call, just didn't end up working out. Now let's see if we could get Duvernay on a zig, see if that opens up anything. No, we're just going to have to go for it, and we get it, but a flag comes down. They're pointing at a Panther that might have been roughing the passer. We'll put the points on the board. We're declining that. Duvernay gives us a 10-point lead. All right, defense is starting to rely on you, and Amenahu finally gets back there for a sack. I don't feel like he's had one, as we give up 22 yards right after to Aguilar. Well, you win some, you lose some. A sack here, Ed Oliver. We need to see that more consistently. A penalty on Luke Becton backs him up even further, but it's fine. They get the first down anyway. And then follow that up with a 2-yard loss. 12 more yards, so another first down there to Kelce. Work their way inside the 10, 2nd and 2, touchdown Cordero Patterson. Defense not doing well against the Panthers. Granted, the Panthers have only lost 1 game prior to this one, so expect them to play well. 19 yards, Jeff Swaim gets us going on offense. 8 yards, Aaron Jones, followed by a 5-yard rush, Duvernay. We're really hitting that jet sweep a lot in this game. 4-yard rush, make it 2nd and 6. 3rd and inches, we convert. We'll like us start chewing the clock as well. 10-yard rush will make us go inside the 2-minute warning. 6-yard rush inside the red zone. And let's jump in. At the 11, a minute 50 on the clock. A touchdown just about puts this game away. A first down would also pretty much put the game away, as there's wide open running room into the end zone. They pretty much let him score on that, banking that they could get a quick touchdown with 1 timeout. Try to get an onside and kick a field goal to tie. That's at least what it looked like to me. So with a minute, now about 30 seconds left after the throwaway, can the Panthers try to get back in the end zone? They have 1 timeout remaining, 4th and 5, and Bernard gives them a free first down. Not what you need there. Tyreek Hill, 28 yards, 50 seconds left. Throwaway, no, not throwaway, knock away by Tyreek Woolen. And 15 yards, Travis Kelce gets them to about the 15. 30 seconds left, throw away. 2nd and 10, touchdown, George Pickens. Do they get the onside? after obviously hitting the extra point. We recover. We should be good and can go ahead and run out this clock with a kneel and then a second kneel, and we'll win. Not by much, not a clean game, but it at least keeps us in it. And that brings us to the end of this episode. It's an improvement from the first half of season 1. We are 3-4. We're just under 500. The top 2 teams of our division, the Colts and the Titans, the Colts we will start against next episode, are both 4-3. So we're a game and a half behind the Colts, I know, because we lost to them and they have one more win. The Titans, I don't think we've played yet. And we won't play the Titans until week 15 and week 18. So those could be really big games if we can manage to keep some wins flowing. It has not been very consistent, very inconsistent this episode, very much so with being 3-4. Opened it off. Oh, I hit a button. Opened it off with a dominant win in week 1, but then since then have really faltered. I think because we are just a game and a half behind. We keep Aaron Jones for now. He was really the only guy I was planning on trading. He should be under contract come next season, as we could go ahead and check the players to negotiate just to confirm. And we have Quandre Diggs, Cortland Sutton, Donovan Wilson, Eric McCoy, Poona Ford, Will Hernandez. So a lot of our starting offense and defensive line. Billings as well. Bernard we're going to need to re-sign. Yeah, so we have Aaron Jones for sure next year. So what I'm thinking is we give it as good of a go as this group can. If we don't win the Super Bowl in the offseason, we trade Aaron Jones. He's not performing like he should be. We get hopefully another first-round pick to give us 3, and we could go after a lot of the first-round talent that we have in our draft class. It doesn't happen often that you see this good, more specifically of an offensive draft class in these series. So want to make sure we capitalize on it. So I think Aaron Jones needs to be traded in order to do that. We'll see how the second half of season 2 goes next episode. If we get through, let's say probably week 13, week 14, and we just aren't putting together wins, we'll finish off season 2 next episode. If we are putting together wins and it's looking like we might have a playoff push, we'll probably have 2 more episodes for at least the regular season of season 2. If we make it to the playoffs, it then goes into 1 game per episode as per the normal standard for the state-only challenges. So to make sure you don't miss out on what happens next, make sure you're hitting that subscription button. It's on the opposite bottom side of my face, so the bottom right. If you click my little bear icon, you can subscribe. Also, make sure you tick that bell icon to be notified of when my videos go live. This series posted every Wednesday and Saturday, with the Commanders Replacement Squad posted every Monday and Thursday. So make sure you're checking out both series. They're a lot of fun. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye.